Hey guys, I'm back with another PokeStar stock update. Some of the numbers are expected, and there's some signs of just changes in the general sentiment of people. It could be just the current time, or it could be a general thing, but we'll see. Vivid Voltage booster boxes. I did take the data a little earlier today, but it's showing 352 sold in the last day. I think that's a little slower than before. Before it was about 500, but it's still, Vivid Voltage has had a shakier sort of buying period. A lot of the other products I see, they have a more consistent, like, the amount being bought about the same or increases, but it seems like Vivid Voltage, its pace is more like 350 to 500 boxes a day. I don't get to get these prices at the exact same time, so that also is a factor. But yeah, still 350 is still quite a bit. Billion Stars, they're still selling some of their things. There's still plenty of it, but 100 something of these build battle boxes and mini portfolios is still pretty good. Astral Radiance, yeah, the Sylveon promo, I've been saying it's gonna sell it pretty soon. Like 703 were bought, there's only 583 left. I expect it to sell it tomorrow or the next day. And then the EV one's also like, no, it's still there, but it'll probably get more attention once this one's sold out, because it'll be the cheapest one. It's EV. Astral Radiance sold another 1,000 boxes. Yesterday it sold about 1,400, but it's still a really good pace. That's still about 10 days left until it sells out. So yeah, I say with these ranges, with these numbers so high, it's a little more volatile, but still, like, the difference between like a week and 2 weeks is like a week to 2 week time range is very different than like 6 months or a year or even like 3 months. Like, it means that you still don't have a lot of time. Crown Zenith, I'm not even sure if I should keep track of it. There's so many, it's not really selling fast enough to warrant this, but like, yeah, they're still selling because Crown Zenith is still going up. These things, Fusion Strike is still getting the most. Like, you're still selling like 1,000 a day of these. The Latias is about to sell out, like, and then these are dwindling down. Like, these numbers, like, if you just look back, like, this was like a week ago. So you look at these numbers and you're like, wow, there's so much of it. And like, I think this one, let's look at these. There's so much of it, and it goes down like 1,000, it goes down 1,000, it goes down 1,000, like, and then you go down to here, and you go down here. You're like, wow, it just changed so much in a week. Like, that's what these massive rates are showing. Fusion Strike is really hot. And these two, they're selling. These two will Lost Origin. This one with Fusion Strike. Yeah, this is the collector chest, probably gonna sell out relatively soon. And then there's this one, there's still 5,000. On the smaller side, there's these tins with other Sword and Shield packs. There's Lost Origin, but yeah, Lost Origin is also being targeted. Not as heavily as Fusion Strike, but it's being targeted. Let's see. There wasn't any change in Paradox Rift. Temporal Forces. Yeah, Temporal Forces is interesting because I felt like there was generally changes over time, but it's kind of stagnated recently. Like, there hasn't really been much change. So I'm kind of like wondering what that is. The only thing that really changed was the booster bundles. But yeah, the booster boxes, no one bought a booster box in the last day. That's pretty surprising. The rates weren't very high, but usually I expect more than that. So I don't really know what's happening in Temporal, but it seems like this is one of the things where it seems like Pokemon Center demand is kind of decreasing. I also want to make a video soon, like, responding to some reprint rumors. I kind of addressed this in previous videos, but like, I just want to give my take on this because not everyone's tracking Pokemon Center data like this, so it just gives a different perspective. I don't have like direct distributor access or anything, but I have been looking at this, and some of the things I feel like there's just explanations other people wouldn't think of. Shrouded Fable still at 20,000. Like, I'm just keeping track of Shrouded Fable in case it does go down past 20,000 because is still a Pokemon Center ETB. Stellar Crown booster bundles. Booster boxes go down a little bit. Booster bundles are getting sold. I'll be really curious what happens when Stellar Crown sells out booster bundles, because they have been selling. It's definitely something that's on the trajectory to sell out. And then just these smaller things. So this thing with Temporal and Twilight is price getting sold, it's steadily decreasing. I told you guys Paldea is getting bought out, so this thing you know, it was at like 235. Now it's like steadily decreasing. The one with small live didn't really like decrease that much, but I think that since this is gone now, people will start targeting this. Yeah, and the Blood Moon Ursulina Flying Souls, so now like I think that's like the last Surging Sparks product. So yeah, Surging Sparks is just so popular, and no, all the sets are pretty expensive. Like Stellar Crown's a 160,000 booster box, Twilight is 200, like Surging is like 200 something. So this is pretty good value, like 550 a pack. That's not bad. Ogerpon, I was surprised this didn't really change. I guess this is the other Surging Sparks one. So now that Blood Moon Ursulina is gone, I expect this one to change. And I guess that the main reason why this still has pretty decent packs, like there's Twilight, 2 Stellar, and Surging. This has a pretty similar thing to the Blood Moon Ursulina. The main thing is just that the price per pack is pretty expensive at 6667 instead of 550. So if this starts moving, that'd be interesting. But I don't really know it's fully worth it for people. But it was moving a little bit. So there was like a week ago it was at 1170. And now it's at 993. So some people will buy it just because, you know, they're surging and they trust it, and maybe they just get excited being able to buy things at like supposed MSRP. Okay, so now for what sold the most. I told you guys like Astral Radiance, Etbs, and Fusion Strike are selling really like 1,000 is not normal for something to be sold. There's a lot of products that never get touched at all. So these are definitely very high profile items. And the Astral Radiance, the Beyond blisters are going, the 3-hour blisters are going sold, and booster and mid voltage booster box. These are the things that I would consider like pretty obvious top things to look at. Other things are more like collector items, or you get like some collector items as like if you're opening packs for your own enjoyment, or maybe if you're even doing a rip and ship, like you'll buy like this Hisuian box for the 2 Lost Origin, or if you want to just keep it for a long run. But like the things that have like more, there are things that like are more like obvious investor items, especially based on the selling rates. I want to make a note on Astral Radiance ETBs. So another reason why the Astral Radiance ETBs are selling so much is that usually Pokemon Center gets to $5 a pack, at least for Sword and Shield stuff, like at some point, and at that point you're just left with bad sort of products. Like Brilliant Stars just has build and battle stadiums and mini portfolios, and they're all at $5. And then what's worse than that is usually like if you find things like collection boxes where like this more Pico V Union and it's Fusion Strike, but no one was really buying it because it's at $750 a pack. Some people will probably I should probably track this eventually again, but it just wasn't really selling. So like it's not like there's no Fusion Strike, it's just the Fusion Strike are just kind of overly expensive. Like Brilliant Stars isn't worth as much. If that was Lost Origin, people would probably buy it. But yeah, at $5 a pack, like if you look at the other options, like why would you buy a mini portfolio, a build and battle box, or a build and battle stadium? Like the Pokemon Center ETBs are worth more, they're more exclusive, and they're just the exact same price per pack at $5 a pack. It just makes no sense. So that's another reason why these are selling so much. Like once these 3-pack blisters are gone, it's just the next obvious play for Astral Radiance. Let's look at the sellout dates. So yeah, Fusion Strike is gonna sell out soon. Astral Radiance, Sylveon's gonna sell out. This thing with Temporal and Twilight is gonna sell out possibly. Like sometimes the rates for it's a little more inconsistent. Collector Chest is gonna sell out in 3 days. Fusion Strike is gonna sell out in less than a week. Like that's 4 days and 5.5 days. And when you get to 10 days, like Astral Radiance is still slated. It's 10 days. Premier Ball with Lost Silver Astral, 11 days. At about 2 weeks, you get the Vivid Voltage, which yeah, I said it slowed down the last day. And then these things with like some other Sword and Shield packs. I also want to note like Temporal Forces versus Stellar Crown. They're still were. Oh wait, do I not have the booster box here? Or oh wait, the booster box didn't change. That's why. But yeah, the Stellar Crown is still pretty slow at like 113 days, and I guess I'll do it based on yesterday's Temporal Forces. So yesterday's Temporal Forces was 167 days, so they're still pretty slow movers. But yeah, let's keep this data, see if anything starts moving a lot faster. Anyway, that's it for today's market update. Thanks guys, bye.